YouTube can work out. Can work out. Perfect. And what perfect is? Perfect in every way. Okay. All right. I'm recording live. Any questions before we begin? Welcome, folks. Hopefully we have everyone's webcam up and running, and we have our moderators letting me know if there's something in the chat you would like me to discuss. And Daniel has been so gracious to join us as our lead teaching assistant. You can reach out to him as well. Okay, welcome. Today is Security Day. So everything that we wanted to know about security, we are being honored that we're having the director of security at our university to join us today. He will be joining us at 5:30. I'm sure he's going to get online, and Daniel let me know when he comes in. I'd like us, we have a chapter, right, coming up on security, and it'd be interesting for him to guide us and see what are the issues that we're having with the university, what challenges he faces, and how does that affect us? How does it affect businesses? Okay, so let's just get into it because I want to go over what are our assignments for next week and the coming weeks, and we're having an exam. Alexa, you know we're having an exam. Do you know when our exam is, Alexa?
Yeah, March 3rd.
And where is it? It's in person. It's not online, right? We get to be in person, right? So in that case, we need to be prepared. You agree with me?
Yes.
So let's get prepared. So I'm going, and now you see that, Alexa, you see you're right there in the first position, ready and ready to go. How great is that? I think that's fantastic. And you know that you can see that we're delayed. So let's go to our regular section. And what do we always want to do is look at what's due. I look at the what's due section. I know we had our assignment for last week. It was extended till the end of Wednesday, where we talked about data knowledge management, and you had your screen recording assignments. You got that in, I assume, Alexa, right?
Yes, I did. And so did my.
Right. Fantastic. How good is that? So now what we have is next week, due next Monday, we have another assignment, and we call it a dynamic voice assignment. And this is one thing, Daniel, can you look at this for me a second? You see here where it says assignment 5, and then it says, here it says assignment 3. And
Yeah,
here,
that's a mistake. The
okay.
assignment 3 is actually assignment 4.
Okay, so there's so many assignments here, and it's 5 and 4, and you know what I mean? It gets confusing to us all. So I just wanted to make that known.
Yeah, well, to explain quickly, each week the what's due has a different assignment number, and then
Uh-huh.
the audit assignments are labeled separately.
Okay, right, but this should have been up to 4, right?
Yeah, it's 4.
Yeah,
I'll
okay.
fix
No,
that right now.
no big shakes. You know what I mean? But it just gets confusing a bit. Okay, we have a dynamic voice assignment. We have the readings on information security. And what's so great here is Sabrina, is that we have information security, and what better guide to have us is to see that he's coming in to explain it. And Harlan, can you be so kind, and we can talk about later if it's worthwhile for us to have these guest speakers coming in, sometimes I think it adds a lot, and you guys can give me feedback on that. And we have the adaptive assignments. Just let me make sure that that's done. If I look at it, we know that these are basically going to be for the exam. Chapter 1, Tech Guide 1, Tech Guide 2, Chapter 5, and Chapter 4. If I look at Chapter 4, that's information security, we talk about unintentional threats, deliberate threats, what organization to protect information resources. We know we got risks here. What can we do is maybe we can set up some controls, and then you see information security adaptive assignment. And when I look at the information security adaptive assignment, I can see that the due date, I see that 40, right? I see one due date, and I see that it's for next Monday. So that's good. And then I have my other quiz that should be available, right? So let me just go into my quizzes just to make sure. And I see that I have quiz information security, and I see that it is due on the 24th. Notice it's before class, right? So those are available before class. And now I'm going to go to my audit assignment, and my audit assignment, this is correct then. In this case, then when I say the assignment will guide you through a dynamic Gen AI assistant to create a unique learning experience, you should record the process as a tutorial for others to follow using the course materials as an example. You will upload the PDFs in the textbook chapters, explore Notebook LM interactive features by asking 2 to 3 questions, and generate multiple choice questions, and record your session with Zoom to capture both screen and audio. Okay, can you just add right here, be so kind, Daniel, and add that
Sure.
Basically in this section, assigning a unique chapter to each group, or to each
Okay.
group member, just so everybody knows that. And then if I go into the dynamic voice assignment, these are the specific instructions. And what I'm going to be able to talk about is we're looking at Gen AI, right? And we're looking at ways in which AI can help us in our work. We're going to be using Notebook LM as an example. What I think is basic. Alexa, you told me there's an exam coming up. So why don't we want to create a tutorial on Notebook LM to see how it works, see what the pluses and disadvantages are. And then we need to basically, if I go to Google and type Notebook LM, you'll see under Google Notebook LM that Think Smarter, Not Harder, the ultimate tool for understanding information that matters most to you, built with Gemini 2.0. So what this will do is you'll try this notebook. You need a Google account, not the university's account, same as you use for YouTube, and it creates a personalized AI research assistant. So you see that, Alexa? And what I'm saying, Alexa, is how many group members do you have in your group?
Well, we're 3. Well, 4 including me.
4, okay? We're doing an example for group 1. So you just, each of you do another chapter for the exam. Isn't that great? And then we'll then prepare it. So you'll upload your sources. Yeah, you can do a PDF, so you can save as a PowerPoint to a PDF. You could use YouTube's and video files, right? And then you can get instant insights. You can see the source, not just the answer. You can listen and go, and it creates a podcast for you. And we value your privacy. We don't use and train your data and how people are using it. So if I go to, I don't want the beginning quiz. What do I want? I want this. If I go to assignment groups, what I usually like to see is group 0, Alexa, to use group 0 as your example. Group 0 is an example. So one person in your group can already do that. Make a folder called Dynamic Voice AI Assignment. And what I want here.
This will be updated. It was in J,
Okay,
not,
right.
or in H. Not J.
Right, okay. You read my mind, Daniel. We work so
I
well.
thought I had done it.
Right, but you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so you even saw that right here is you see here, this is what I want. I want a Zoom cloud recording link, Zoom AI companion summary where Daniel demonstrated how to use this tool to generate study materials from a PowerPoint presentation and discuss the steps for preparing for the upcoming exam, reflections, issues, improvements, how you think Google Notebook LM can be improved, what problems you face, what reflections, how could this be used in the future, how could this be used in business. And what I also want, Alexa, is that you chat with Google Notebook LM and ask it each person in your group for your chapter, come up with 5 multiple choice questions with the key. Isn't that great? So what we'll do is, since we'll have everybody's questions, it'll be interesting to see, does it come from the same chapter? Does it come up with different multiple choice questions? Will you be able to see everybody's updates? You will. That's the beauty of being in the audit area, right? It's not going to be private. How great is that? And you have the answer key. So this is what I want you to do for next Monday. And what is so great is it, you can, if you're 3 people to a group or 2 people, or you want to do you want to do all the chapters you can, but each person is responsible for a chapter from the book. So if I go back and look at the assignments, right? I look at the assignment groups and I go to group 0. I want to be able to see, do you see that, Alexa? Each person in your group, what chapter they covered. So Daniel already covered chapter 1. When he covered it, he covered chapter 1. So basically, how this Google Notebook works, which is pretty interesting, let me just make this minimize, is like this. Here are your sources, right? You create it. This even said already, information security, threats, controls, and risk mitigation. That's what we were going to talk about before. The PDF, right, of Rayner, instead of a PPTX, it could do Google Slides, but since we have it as PPTX, just save as, take what I have, save it as a PDF you can. Notice it created already the main types of threats for information systems. Notice this already created it, that you can save as notes, see unintentional, that you can have deliberate threats. And then you'll have at this time, you can create then, it asks you to create a table of contents, etc. You can do information securities, information threat types. And notice this is what I'm excited about. You have an interactive mode here that you can play.
Hey there, deep divers. Ready to dive into something a little different today?
Different good, hopefully.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's information security.
Ooh, information security.
Yeah, and we've got some fascinating sources to work with today.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
And-
hey there, what's up?
I'm joining. I'm Dr. Rush, and I wanted to know, can you give me a multiple choice question about the threats to an information systems?
Well, hello, Dr. Rush. It's great to have you with us.
Yeah, welcome to the show.
Absolutely, and a multiple choice question is a great way to get into this.
Yeah, that's a really fun idea.
So how about this one? Which of the following is not considered an unintentional threat to information systems?
Okay, that's good.
Okay, Dr. Rush, so you're looking for a multiple choice question about threats to information systems.
It's a great idea. A little pop quiz to get us going.
I love it. Let's see. How about this?
Okay, lay it on us.
Which of the following is not a key factor contributing to the increasing vulnerability of information resources?
Ooh, this is good.
A, carelessness with laptops. B, opening a questionable email. C, a denial of service attack. Or D, poor password selection.
Ooh, that's a good one. That covers some key points we're about to talk about.
I tried to make it relevant.
Yeah, and it also highlights the difference between those unintentional and deliberate threats, right?
Exactly, and it's a concept that our source material dives into.
Okay, yeah, so let's keep that in mind.
A, today's interconnected environment. B, the increasing skill needed to be a hacker. C, smaller and cheaper computers. D,
Oh, back to our listener. What's up?
Yeah, I have another question before we get into it. I'm not sure what transference is. Do you know risk transference is? To transfer
What's
risk?
up?
What do we mean by transfer risk in information security?
Well, that's a fantastic question, Dr. Rush. It's great you're thinking ahead.
Yeah, it sounds like you're asking about risk transference, and it's a really important concept.
We were actually planning on getting to that a bit later in our conversation, but we can definitely address it now.
Yeah, absolutely. It's one of the main ways to mitigate risks, so it's key to understand.
So risk transference in the context of information security is essentially shifting the responsibility for a risk.
Like you're not actually getting rid of the risk itself, just moving the potential impact to someone else.
Exactly. Think about it like buying insurance. If your company gets hacked, the insurance covers the financial damages.
Yeah, you transfer that financial risk to the insurance company.
This is actually one of 3 key mitigation strategies that we'll be getting into later.
Yeah, so there's risk acceptance, limitation, and then transference.
And we can explore those more in detail when we get to it, but that should give you a good idea of what risk transfer.
So Alexa, what did you think?
I think it was pretty cool.
So it creates a podcast for you. But the generation of the podcast takes about 5 minutes. Quickly, when you upload your PDF, it will already come up with a summary. You can basically, you should click on where it will give you a briefing, a timeline. You can click on all of those. That generates quite quickly. But the podcast itself, it's amazing. It comes up with a male, female. It almost has the ums and ahs as a podcast. And what they've added is you can then basically cut in and join. Give your name and it will address you by your name and you can basically ask questions. Right now, that Google Notebook allows you to join. That's a new feature. Last semester, we used this, Daniel, and it wasn't even there, right? You also, before you start, you can customize it and let it know, for instance, that this is supposed to prepare students for an exam of multiple choice questions. But since it takes 5 minutes to generate, what suggestions do you have, Daniel, for them to do?
So since you'll be recording it on Zoom, you can just pause the recording, step away from your computer, do whatever, and then just play it once it's generated.
You understand? And then I want you also in the chat section, in the middle, I want you to ask then Google Notebook to come up with 5 multiple choice questions based on the chapter with the key. And it'll be in written form that you can then make sure that you've cut and pasted that in your submission. I've reviewed another program that I shared with Daniel that we'll look at that is a competitor to Notebook LM that focuses in on podcasts. That not only this podcast, if you listen to it a number of times, and all of you will have the same 2 voices, a male and a female, and they'll do kind of like the banter. I guess they try to emulate as podcasts do. But you will get those 2 same banters. Plus, they don't give you the transcript of their chat, of their podcast. Plus, they do not record you joining in. So what I like you to do, that's the reason why I want you to record it, so you'll have yourself joining in and asking the questions. And I don't know, Daniel, do you want them to also jot what questions they asked, or you'll just view
I'll
that?
just view what they say.
You'll view what they say.
Yeah.
Okay. So you'll
But
have
sometimes the answers and the questions can be long-winded. and
right,
specific.
right. So they have that. And some things, can you customize it? Did you check if you can customize? Say, I want like a shorter version, or I want a
That
5
didn't
minute.
work when I prompted that,
Okay.
which is kind
So
of unfortunate.
Yeah.
The other
so-
thing is
yeah.
if you generate the podcast and then start playing it and then join interactive afterwards, it won't pick off where you are. It'll start from the beginning. So make sure you join the interactive. Hi, Mauricio.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So we can do it. Any questions on the assignment for Monday? So what I suggest you do is try out the assignment already. Make your have each group member take a chapter, make that folder today, try it out and see where you get stuck, and we can discuss it on the next time we meet. We can discuss it again. All right, and then we know we have it. And graciously, Mauricio, I see you're here joining us.
I'm here.
You're here,
Good
dressed to
afternoon.
success.
Yeah, always. This is my regular business attire.
I love it. I love it. It's great with the U behind us. Listen, Mauricio, I I am so honored for you to come and join us. And not only are you coming for one, but you're coming to back for my classes. And I appreciate it. We have an excellent class here, mainly of our University of Miami Business School students that are into entrepreneurship. We basically, what we've covered in this class is we really made an emphasis on AI tools. They're basically, as a matter of fact, next week. Have you seen what was the name, Daniel, the other podcast thing I gave you last time I told you? What was the name of
Firefly?
what?
Let me check. I'll tell you.
Yeah, tell me. Anyways, they're doing a number of it. So what I wanted you to do is share with them. We're doing a lot of Gen AI, kind of checking it out. We're going to have a project where all of these folks, they'll be in groups and they'll be Gen AI consultants to businesses. And they'll be and if they're real estate, they'll be in real estate. If they're marketing, they'll be in marketing. I think that's a fabulous, in accounting, of all those tools that they can do, and trying to basically, they know the hallucinations and the issues, but it really can help them a lot. And they know that it's not going to go away. So we wanted our next chapter that we're going to be covering is on cybersecurity. And I wanted you to kind of lead us in a discussion. And then afterwards, I wanted to also mention to you, have a little bit of time that they can kind of ask you Q&A,
Excellent. Happy
you
to.
know, of having that. And another point, and I was wondering about it, is I got, as a faculty member, I have to take security awareness. Right, you're aware I have to take a
Yes.
module. I think it's due in March. Is our students don't need to take it. Is it useful if they would take it, you think?
Yes. We have the module. It hasn't been mandatory because we're going to the student affairs and all these checks. It will be helpful for the students. You don't understand, sometimes the students don't have an idea what's going on. Like
Right.
today,
So
we're gonna talk.
what we
So
can
it's
talk
helpful.
offline
Yeah.
if we can make it available even just to my class, and they can give
Yeah.
me feedback of whether,
Absolutely.
so that was something that I was thinking about. I don't know how long that takes, but we'll talk about that offline. So
Good.
what
It's
would
called
you
Let's try
like?
this.
Jellypod, Professor.
Pardon?
Say what?
It's called Jellypod.
Jelly pot.
Jelly?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Have you seen
Jelly
that
pot.
one?
Yes,
Did you try it out? Yeah.
I have.
Okay.
Interesting. Interesting
Okay.
stuff.
Okay.
So,
I
Sarah, so thank you for inviting me here. And one thing I gotta tell you, I have I'm a adjunct. My name is Mauricio, and I'm the Chief Information Security Officer. It's a mouthful. We call ourselves CISOs, CISOs, and I'm in charge of protecting the University of Miami. Anything that has the U logo falls under me and my team for protection. So U Health, the athletics department, the academy. And I'm also an adjunct faculty at FIU. And it's funny because I do a class on Wednesdays at 6:30. And no matter how many, I have 42 students in that class. Nobody turns on the camera but me. And I'm a smiling, see how engaged your students are. They turn on the cameras and have this. So happy to be here. And for the students, this is for you. It's not for me. I live it. I gone through it. It's real.
But
It's real.
we appreciate you taking out of your busy time. You even on a Monday are able to come with us. So what would you
Yeah.
like to share?
Okay. So something that is dear and near to all of us, this generation mostly. I'm an immigrant to the United States, but I'm also a technology immigrant, meaning I wasn't born with a computer in front of me, let alone back in the day, we didn't have what you all have as you were born, like the screens. So I want to talk about iPhones and why iPhones and iPads and your mobile devices have been an issue for all of you doing in this class. It is important. More AI, the more AI is developed, the more bad actors take advantage of AI, not just the good actors. I'm playing these days with a tool that allows me not to do PowerPoint anymore. I just tell this cool app AI what I want to talk about, and it does all the presentations for me, which is great. It's great and it's crazy. It's saved me like 4 days of time. But talk about security and iPhones and your mobile devices. Some of you may be in love or use iPhones and very intricately know what an iPhone does, and that's your life, and Macs and iPads. Some of you may use Androids, but nevertheless, the operating systems are vulnerable. Bad actors are taking advantage of us. So at the end of this questions, I will put some links, and one of those links is an interview of the Wall Street Journal journalist that did a piece on a bad actor who's in jail serving 94 months for stealing not the iPhone itself, but it tells the story at the end. But what it does is steal your data. And so I'm gonna go through 17 points. I'm gonna give you the data, but I'm also gonna post everything you hear me say so it's clear. And it maybe it's a call for you all to understand how bad this is. So the first one, updates, security updates, they're necessary. They're not just oh my God, here's another one. You see how fast they're coming. Almost every week, Apple is releasing a security updates. They call it updates, but if you take a few minutes to click on what is in this update, most often than not, it's not just featured updates, AI updates, but also security. And the reason being is these devices. I leave my wallet at home and I keep on going, driving wherever I go because chances are I don't need my wallet. But if I leave my iPhone at home or my phone, I immediately turn around and go because I can't live without my phone. Everything is in that iPhone. So security updates necessary. Apply them. I know they're like, oh my God, here we go again. I'm gonna postpone. I'm not gonna do it. In the old days before you were here in this class, probably you were in high school, there were a way that you could do jailbreak your iPhones, not to do other stuff other than what iPhone is designed to. Jailbreaking is dangerous. Jailbreaking is bypassing all these security tools. But today, Apple had made it so it's very hard to jailbreak it. It's not impossible. And so update your security, your phone always. It's kind of your hygiene 101. The second one, in that video, you're gonna see this. Do not hand off your phone to anyone. Do not. They're con artists. Maybe you went out to the game and you're all excited, we're winning, and this person next to you says, "Give me your phone." What they're trying to trick you on is you unlock the phone with your biometrics. The bad actor will actually lock the phone and say, "Hey, what's your code?" Because it locked, and because it seems friendly and it seems okay, you give out your passcode. Now this person memorized your passcode, and in less than 10 seconds, they can add their face to your phone, your biometrics, change the phone password so you can no longer access it. And now they have access to all your data. It's true. I'm gonna send you that email, that video. So do not hand up your phone or leave it unattended. There's another way that I personally used in the past is I can use a device to put on top of your phone. And if your SIM card is not it doesn't have a pin to secure it, I can steal your SIM card and everything is on it. So please do not hand it off. Do not leave it unattended. The bad actors are quick and they're just waiting for that opportunity to that you do that. So that's two. In terms of SIM card, you heard me saying SIM card, SIM, your SIM card. There is a new attack, and it's not new, it's been going on for a while, but it's more prevalent today when we call it SIM swapping. So bad actors are either taking advantage of you hand over your phone and they take your SIM card and your information, but they're calling, and it just started a long time ago with T-Mobile, and then migrated to the blue AT&T. But they call your carrier and they pretend that they're you into giving them access to your account so they can have access to your SIM, and now they can copy your SIM card. Now, if you recently got an iPhone, SIM cards are no longer physical, they're eSIM cards. You don't even need to go to the store, it's already activated. So please get in the habit of going into your settings on iPhone, go to your SIM card and put a code, secure it with a code. Hopefully not the same code you use at the ATM or for your everyday usage, because that's bad, but put a code. So what are we trying to avoid? If somebody finds your iPhone or somebody steals your iPhone, that when they unlock that iPhone, they cannot get access to your applications and your SIM card. So think of it, your SIM card is your life because it's got all the data. So very important. Any questions so far? Going good? Too basic? Any questions? Because we're gonna get into a little bit more on that. No questions? You knew that TikTok and Instagram is good at saying these things these days, so you get it. So the next one. There is a way that all of us can check if somebody is eavesdropping or is forwarding calls, messages, your anything that on your phone. If you get a text message, you bad actors can intercept that application or install an application on your phone, and everything gets routed. So if you have your iPhone in front of you, pretending you're gonna call somebody now and dial asterisk start # number 21 and the # again and hit send, the green button. In your screen, you're gonna be amazed. All of that information must say disabled. If there's any of this, SMS messages disabled.
So what should they do? You want to repeat it? What should they do now? Can they do it
Start
now?
asterisk. Go if you were try
Oh.
to make a phone call.
So everybody go
And
to your phone, okay, and now
Go
what?
to your phone now and do
Yeah.
start or asterisk, pound,
Okay.
the number sign, the number 2, the number 1, and then # again, and call, like hit the call button. In your screen, you're gonna see a set of let me do it with you so we all do it. Start, # 21, #. And it says interrogating your phone. It says, are you voice call being forwarded? It must say disabled. Must, unless you're forwarding your calls to someone. Settings interrogation for fax. I didn't know you could do fax on your phone, but apparently you could. Disable. SMS, your text messages must say disabled. Okay? Syncing your data chip with another phone must say disabled. So please use this as the number one lesson, and once in a while do that, because that's how you're gonna know if somebody is forwarding your information or your SMS messages or your phone calls somewhere else. So that's why this is important for you and the business and your project. So that's the number one I gave you. The second one is we all travel. We all like to travel. We're in Miami. We go to anywhere, and we love free Wi-Fi. We love it. It's like even though we paid and it's free for us, every time we go somewhere, we're looking for the free Wi-Fi. So if you go on a trip to different countries, or if you're in a cruise, there's a lot of people and you connected to that Wi-Fi. Sometimes, and chances are, there are bad actors waiting for you to do that. And every time you connect, you can see that it says unsecure, meaning the Wi-Fi is unsecure because every single information that transfers or travels to that Wi-Fi is not encrypted. So if you have people, a bad actor, people like me that know what we're doing, we can capture all the data and we can capture communications, your credit card, your bank account, your WhatsApp feed, everything through that channel. WhatsApp is encrypted, so that doesn't apply. So be aware when you get out of the cruise, when you get out of the airplane, please restart your iPhones. Chances are that if you were connected to an unsecure Wi-Fi, bad actors try to put any applications in there. So by you restarting, you probably will take care of it. So please get in the habit of restarting your phone, iPhone or Android, at least once a month. Because we travel, we do this day in and day out. Good? No questions so
Good.
far? We're following?
We're
Good.
following.
Multi-factor authentication, it should be pretty straightforward. We all need to use a step up. So to multi-factor means more than one factor. You have in my field of work, this is amazing because you probably never heard of this. When you identified yourself in an application, we played for years. We've been playing with something you know, something you have, and something you are. That's called multi-factor authentication. So something you know is a PIN or a password. Something you have is a security token. If you ever seen one, is a token that is physical. And are you gonna show one?
Yeah, I'll show.
You're gonna show the
Oh,
one
you want to
we gave you?
spotlight
Look
me?
at that.
There
Look
we
at that.
So
Can you
I got it
spotlight?
from you.
Thank you.
See, I
Yes,
got it from you.
that is
Sealed
something
and
you have.
delivered.
That's something you have.
Right.
And then the last one is something you are, which means biometrics. Your iPhones, your phones. I'm not gonna say iPhones, but our phones, our iPads are now come with you. You record your face, and now that comes something you are. A lot of technologies today work with your voice, your fingerprint in the past with Apple. So it's called biometrics. So multi-factor authentication is really putting an extra layer of protection between what we have to access and the bad actors. So please do not see it as oh my God, this is another one of those. What we're trying to do is really protecting you. And that's the reality. So that's multi-factor authentication. No questions so far? I think
So
we're going good.
this Duo Mobile that we have now, it's going to be switched over.
To Microsoft Authenticator, which when we deployed Duo 5-6 years ago, that was the best product in the market. Guess what? The bad actors already know how to infiltrate themselves into Duo. So we are going to the best product in market, which is Microsoft Authenticator.
Okay, and that'll work. And when will we be going to that?
We started the process. So the first thing we did was last weekend. We went with a login ID, we call it, which now you need to use your Kane ID at miami.edu. That's the predecessor. And the work will be completed and will be live in Authenticator in April 15th
Yeah,
of
I was
this
gonna
year. So
ask,
yes.
why did you move from the user ID to the full email?
Perfect. So Microsoft, thank you for asking that question. Microsoft has its way of working, right? So there is a company, an application that Microsoft purchased called Entra, Entra, Microsoft Entra. And Microsoft Entra is the venue or the avenue to have the authenticator work. So in order for if we were gonna go to Microsoft, it requires us to embed now Microsoft Entra, which requires you to use your Kane ID at Microsoft at miami.edu. And it's part of the process. So we didn't choose it. Microsoft said you have to do it. We did it. So that's what is done. Good question though.
Are there any things within the university that still use the Kane ID?
Yes, there's pieces that don't change internally. Blackboard will still use your Kane ID, not your login for now until we're gonna. The 15 is for you to the first time you access your email, for instance. No, you are in Gmail. Some applications that required you to have that login ID. And then the applications that we didn't transition over to Entra, remember that word, Microsoft Entra, then we're gonna start migrating them little by little. So it's gonna take us about 6 months until we are fully deployed with this new login.
Like Citrix, for example.
Citrix, good. Citrix. If you have, I have a student from the academy that is doing an internship with my team now, and he uses Epic. Epic is our yeah,
Health.
it health record repository, right? So that's what we use. Epic will be migrated as well. Citrix will be migrated. Good questions. You're ahead of the game.
Okay.
Okay, so we're going into multi-factor, then applications and unknown applications. So very similar to an attack that it was happening, and you all seen it probably you all seen it in the social media, is this QR codes. So bad actors are doing the QR code hack for many years now. It's nothing new. You see a QR code, they print a bad actor's QR code and put it on top of it. The city of Coral Gables have announced last week that bad actors were in the Park Mobile, or no, in what's the application we use?
Pay by phone.
Everybody uses Pay by phone, and then you see the QR code. Well, the bad actors are taking advantage of that. And when you try to download the app, it's taking you to the bad actor site. And the city of Coral Gables just came out and said, be aware of this scam. Well, one of the things that bad actors are also doing is when you download an app, just make sure the app is downloaded from the App Store or the Google Play. From that source. Don't go just to please download the app, click here, because a lot of the times, more often than not, that is not a vetted application by Apple or Google Store. So that's what the bad actors get infiltrated on our iPhones or anything you download an app. So please be aware this is happening, and always, if somebody says, "Hey, I like this app," you guys are working with AI. When you say this AI app, make sure
Yeah.
you go to the App Store and download it from there directly.
From the
Don't go
original
anywhere else.
source.
Do you have
The
an
original.
opinion on F-Droid?
No, it's new to me, by the way. It's new to me, and we're actually my team in my class. I think there's a project I have them doing just to learn more. I have my students working on it. No opinion yet. Thank you. That seems to be one app that is making. I asked my students to pick an app that is up and coming or operating system, and that's what they picked. Don't know much about it yet. I will next time. Private settings. Did you know that you can go on your phones, Android or iPhone? Android has come a long way. Usually, Android wasn't as secure as iPhones, but now they've come a long way. But checking your iPhone's privacy and security settings is always a good idea. I'll tell you what. My wife came to me the other day saying, "Hey, something's weird. My phone, there's a green light on my phone that is on, and I don't know how to shut it down." Does anybody know what that means?
The camera's
Anybody?
on.
What else?
The microphone could be too.
What else? Why is that happening?
You
Well, an
want
app
to
is
repeat,
using it.
you want to repeat again?
Why is this yet green light here on your phone when
An
you're
app
not
is
using it? You're not using it. You're not on Teams. You're not right now in class. You're not using it. It's just green. So my wife comes to me and said, "This light is green." One of the things I did immediately was check all the privacy settings, and I went to apps and found out what apps I have enabled, either Microsoft or video, the camera, or pictures, video, or microphone. And we found an app that we didn't know what that app was. Nothing, no idea. As soon as I tried to turn it off, it wouldn't let me turn it on. It would come back to green. So I decided to restart the phone. Little did I know that was a bad application that got installed. My wife is shopping all over and visiting sites, and she might have landed somewhere that uploaded that app, downloaded the app. So check your privacy settings. If you see that light on, the grid light on, and your phone is not being used in use, chances are either both the camera or the audio, the microphone is on, or one of the two or both. So you want to always check that. The other way to know if you're have unknown bad applications installed on your phone, this is a very nice, and I am smart because who would have thought of that, is to check your phone battery. A lot of my students, a lot of you, I hear you. I'm walking around campus. Sometimes I'm eating lunch with you all, and I hear my phone, the battery doesn't last. I don't know what's going on. And I want to turn around and say, you may have an application that is eating your, but I hold myself, I eat fast and I leave. Literally, because they're gonna say, "Oh, who's this guy? What do you mean? What are you listening to me?" But one way to know if your phone is being intercepted, if there's an application that you have somewhere in there doing something malicious, is check the battery use always, and you're gonna get the list of all applications that are eating up your battery. Believe it or not, my wife's number one, Instagram. Okay, my number one, anybody wants to guess? Mine is being here doing what I do. Okay, I give it out. Email. I'm always an email. Everybody's emailing me all the time, and I'm 24/7, so that's what I do. So check your phone battery. Please check. And if you see something unusual, follow the trail. Ask yourself, maybe there's sometimes applications that you installed a long time ago, you forgot about it.
So uninstall it.
Also, uninstall it. But also, it is a habit that we don't have as humans.
Right.
Every application that we download comes with a privacy settings, and it says we're gonna use the application to collect data. We're gonna collect data from your phone. The camera, the location, always on, or when using the app. We just want the app. We just go yes to all, and that is what causes the issues over time if we forget about this. So it is always a good practice to go check back your security, your apps, and your battery. Questions? So far, so good?
So good.
I think I'm on time today.
Yeah,
I think
good.
I am. Okay. So I'm gonna provide everything I said today. And I just leave you with one. Technology is great, as good as we use it for our benefit and for what our daily life, school and social life. But that comes with also the bad actors trying to get the easy money. Trying to get to our credit cards, trying to get to our social media, and trying to get to our real life. So please be mindful. This happens, it's real, it happened. You hear it from a friend, you don't pay attention when it happens to you. You're like, okay, what happened? So good. I'm gonna stop here just in case anybody has any questions. I'm gonna post this here for all of you. Is comes from a good place, and this is what I do for a living, and this is what I love doing. So here it is. Some videos in there too. If you want more information, I just connecting you with the sources and best practices. So here
Okay,
it
and
is.
where are you putting it? Where you
In the
posting?
chat.
Okay, great. Let me just see if I
So-
see.
Let me see. I'm gonna post again because it didn't like it. Daniel, am I allowed to post in the
You
chat?
should
should be.
Yeah, you can post
Okay.
everyone.
Okay. It doesn't let me. Something is happening because I can't. So let me see.
Is it a
Copy.
file or is it a?
It is just words. It's just plain words. Okay, word this time.
Okay,
Okay, so do this. I can do part 1, and I'm
yeah, we
gonna do
got it.
now
Yeah, we
part
got it.
2,
Oh,
and
that's-
then this one. Please, if you don't care about anything else, and if you didn't hear anything I said today, please
Yeah.
watch the video. The guy in jail telling the story.
Oh, the
You know,
iPhone thief explains how he breaks into your phone.
please
Sure.
watch it. It's impactful. Impactful, and it gives us an idea how bad this is.
Okay, so this is basic. And what's number 2? iPhone hack to see who's spying until
Yes, it's easy. This person did a very excellent job in taking a video of what things you need to do to find out if your iPhone has been hacked.
it hacked.
And the third
Okay.
one is your Android.
And it hacks to see who's spying on you. Okay,
Yeah.
so let's do this, Mauricio. Maybe we can do a quick a
Sure.
couple minutes like fireside chat here, Mauricio. Let me just
Sure.
ask you a couple of questions here. It's for our students, and then I'll open it up. They can put in their questions in the chat, or they can unmic themselves. But one of the things that I see with students is when they think about, first of all, they're unaware of security, and I just
Yeah.
want to get my job done. But number two is they're all upset with Duo Mobile. Why do I have to do this? One student just told me this semester, it's the worst thing that he ever happened in his life. And I said, let's not exaggerate. More things could happen than you having to put it. But can you explain to us, what are you trying to prevent? And number two is, what are the challenges of this university versus any other business that having? What is
Perfect.
special here at the university that you, as being the chief's information security officer, have to do versus if you were working at Carnival Cruise Lines or any other business? What
Any
is
other
unique
one.
here? What is
So
unique
what
about
is
the
unique? I'm gonna tell you what unique is. Our students' information, we valued it. It's valued. I mean, the parents, your parents choose to send you to the University of Miami, and we have to protect your information as it was mine. So that's number one. Anybody get into your information, period. Your Sarah, you asked me this, and it's funny because your life's work, your research, the University of Miami is endowed by many good people that care about research and also government grants. And one of the things that bad actors are after is that research, our students' information. Believe it or not, they're after anything they can grab their hands on. The only thing between that student, that faculty member, and the bad actor is doable. Our passwords already compromised. Already, it's a note. I
How do
know
you
we
know
have
that? How do
we
you
have
know
a
my
report
password?
weekly. We get a report. Can you believe that 22,000 people, individuals, passwords were leaked last week, and we got the report. So we don't get the
From this
password
from this
from
institute.
this organization. So what they do is they look for anything that says miami.edu, and they go in the dark web with the bad actors are either chatting about it, selling the information, or bragging about it. And
Right.
so we have three services that every week we get as they pop up. 22,000 of a recent hack. And if you all recall, I'm gonna remind you all that AT&T was hacked last year, 38 million records, 78 million records. And that's spilling right now. That will be coming. And why is that important? People say what he said, University of Miami.edu, because the passwords that we use in our daily lives and social media and everything else, we don't want to remember another password, so we reuse the passwords. So a bad actor is easy. Oh, I know what all I need to know is your email, and I know now I have your code. So that is protecting us. It literally is protecting your parents, because some of the parents are your proxies to pay the tuition. If we don't have that two-factor authentication, anybody can divert those funds, and then your parents will be very upset that we let that happen. So it is a race right now. It's daily. We get the bad actors knocking at the door. Between that and putting something control in place is minutes, not days. Minutes or hours, and not days or weeks. That's why we're doing what we're doing consistently.
And then what keeps you up at night?
I know this question. I'm gonna tell you this, nothing keeps me up at night. I sleep like a baby. I wake up every 2 hours and cry. So bad actors are always, but keeps me up at night is our students and our patients. Believe it or not, the students are vulnerable. They come to the university, the patients are vulnerable. Every night I wake up and hey, did I say the right things to Sarah? Or I was supposed to change the passwords for 22,000 people. Did I do that? or the bad actors already have. And I wake up and I run. I'm like, that's why my phone is always on with me. So
Okay,
Sarah,
and let me
yeah.
ask you another question. How is, I know that AI can be with the bad actors, right? That they can now generate passwords much quicker. There's gonna be so
Yes,
many different things. How is AI helping you in your job?
we have top of the line, top notch, best in breed applications right now, all AI driven, Sarah. Behavior analysis, AI driven.
And what do
Um,
you mean by behavior analysis?
behavior analysis, this laptop is in at this IP address right now. Duo does this, by the way. Whomever asked the question about Duo, we now have, because of Duo and CrowdStrike, our antivirus and the laptops, we have impossible travel. So if I see the laptop and that's a profile that Sarah always comes in from the same IP address, sitting at the same city, and
Right.
now I see somebody trying to log on from Nigeria, from
Right.
London, from that is called
Ukraine, yeah.
impossible travel. AI is doing the math in the travel time, flagging it, disabling the account for potential malicious activity, and then sends an alert to my team, the Security Operations Center, and we follow up with a phone call. You don't know how many people thank us for doing it. They had no idea. They said, What do you mean?" I said, "Yeah, somebody is been trying to log in from Russia, but I'm in Miami, Florida." "Yes, that's why your account was disabled, and we're calling you." Sometimes we call them before they even know that the account was disabled. All AI driven. It's helping us detect unusual activity, impossible travel, and many other things that we can tell today.
Mhm. Okay, great. Is there anything else? Daniel, you have it something, or any of the other students want to share?
I don't have anything to add. Thank you,
Okay,
Mauricio.
thank
Thank
you.
you. Anytime. If you
Thank
see me
you.
around, don't freak out. Ask questions, please.
Okay,
Approach
but
me.
it'd
I
be
know.
interesting. And let us know, Mauricio, if that I think security awareness would be
I'm
interesting.
gonna send it to
Maybe
you.
send it to us, so maybe we can do it as a class assignment. How long does
Perfect.
it take?
It takes less than 7 minutes because that was the first thing that people told me. You can make it longer because people are gonna complain. So
Yeah.
we kept it at 7 minutes.
Okay, and does it give me a report at the end?
Yes.
So that may be of an interest.
Pass or fail, but you have to retake it. You have
Okay,
to
but do
retake the
they
questions.
so when they sign in, they'll sign in, you can allow my students to
Yeah.
do it? Is there anything
You tell
special?
me who they are, and I will
Okay, so what do
assign
I,
the course, and that's it. That's it.
okay,
I know what to do. I'll assign it.
okay, so I'll have Daniel reach out to you, and
Yeah.
I think that, Daniel, that'd be an interesting,
Yeah, should I just send a list of the cane IDs?
Yes, please. And I want to say
Okay.
something. Sorry,
Yeah.
you said inconvenience. And remember, we live in different times.
Right.
Security wasn't intended and never been for convenience.
Yeah.
Think about you going to, I went to the arts festival in Coconut Grove this week and I had to buy a ticket. I
Right.
couldn't get passed through without a ticket.
Right.
And security is inconvenient. And now they're patting me and I don't have anything. Now I'm inconvenienced. But you think about it, all the attempts, all these horrible things that happen. If we complain, how come security wasn't there? How come this wasn't there? But when we do it, people complain, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's too hard. Why are you doing it?" So me personally,
It's
or for
about,
all of you, I'm always trying to balance. This is a delicate balance between that convenience and security. And whenever I hear from faculty or students, make it easier, or can we listen, and if we can, we'll do it. But if we can't, it's part of doing
well,
business today.
I think there's a balance, Mauricio, in the way that people need to do their work. Like I'm on the advisory computing community, and one of the things is, I know for Rasmus and the other schools, is we have to be out in a boat. We have to do our research there. I cannot be in my office all the time. So
Yeah.
it's that idea of you're being so secure, I could be off the internet completely, right? And I'll be more secure than others.
Yeah.
But you need to do your
Or
work.
Sarah, I'm gonna go to the
Yeah,
faculty council at Armas, the Marine School next week
yeah,
because of this issue. But
right.
or individuals, you call it students or faculty, will find a way to work around that puts us more intense. If
I
the
know, because
controls are
if
so
you make it so hard,
stringent, yes, the
right,
controls are so stringent,
right.
they're bypassing the security.
Well,
If the
well, they
controls are
have,
so
they're saying,
lax,
right. Well, it's the same thing, like one of the faculty say a lot of times, I don't want to even have a university computer because of the restriction. You know, there's so many things that there has to be a balance where I'm so secure, but I can't do my work properly.
it's a delicate balance.
It's a
So good.
delicate balance that I
Good.
think that we need to think about. But I think what will help in the communication is what would happen if I didn't have the duo. Why am I doing this? I think that's never explained well enough. So it's just like, if I know this, if my students are aware of it, then I can take that security. You know, it's almost like
Right.
in the airport, people are upset. Maybe they're not doing the right things. Why do I still have to take off my shoes? You know, and they're not moving with the times. They're not doing the shoe bomber anymore. They're doing something more
Something is
sophisticated.
happening because I got my TSA. When I got my TSA pre-check, there was nobody on that line. Now everybody has it, but now the lines are faster in the other line with no TSA than here. So yes, I get it, Sarah.
Yeah,
Thank you
so
for
What
the
do you
feedback.
make of those face scanners at TSA? Kind of curious there.
Okay. Okay. Truth fact.
yes.
Fact for all of us. There were I don't believe that the test period ended. So when we started going there and they asked us to scan our faces, it wasn't mandatory. But here it is. Sarah just said something. Do not, never told me what you're doing this. Maybe it was not mandatory. It was really more, would you like to be part of the pilot? But then I researched it. And the second thing is, you're telling the person doing the work, I don't have to do it. Now they say, yes, you have to do it. And now you're saying, no, this website, now you're getting into this, you get arrested, so I rather do it. What do I think about it? It's another way. And it's, again, we're talking about balance, about security, threats. It is another way to try to get to the bad actors, terrorists, somebody before they get on a plane, because the TSA pre is obviously not working. Now they need my face to do face recognition, AI, and in a matter of seconds know who you are there at the airport, and now we can get it. There's a huge backlash right now on a privacy invasion of privacy, because they're not just taking your face. There's people behind you and things happening that they're also capturing. It's fascinating. We can talk for
Yeah,
hours,
we can
but thank
talk
you for
about
the
it. But
question.
I
Thank you.
appreciate, one is I appreciate you so graciously coming to, in your busy time, to talk to us, and maybe we'll set up something in the future. But I really like that awareness training, that we could even look at the reports and then get a feel for it. I think that'd be great.
I'll
So
send the cane IDs very shortly.
Thank
yeah,
you.
so
Appreciate it.
we have some classes. We'll send that to you, Mauricio.
Okay.
Thank you very much. I wanted to, again, thank you so much. I
Thank
really
you all.
appreciate it so much, Mauricio, and we'll see you soon.
Appreciate it. Thank you. See you soon.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Daniel.
Thank you. Okay, so let me, let's put everybody together here in the spotlight. I think we have you spotlighted. So I think I need to share my screen. You want to share your screen? We'll do attendance, Daniel.
Sure.
We can do attendance. If you have any questions, let me know. I'd suggest try it out, a little bit of the, even at that notebook, LM, and then we'll talk about it more. We'll just some more about security and answer any of your questions for Wednesday. So do you want to share the
Yeah, I'm
code?
pulling it up.
Yeah. Got it?
It's just loading. All right. 3526. I'll put that in the chat.
3526, you want to put it in the chat? 3526 is the attendance. Stay with me if you have questions. Otherwise, I'll see everybody on Wednesday. And have a good day.
I have a question.
Yes.
I was on the emailed you a few days ago about me being sick.
Okay, let me just,
And
let me just stop recording, Ava, okay?
okay.
We don't, you remember need to know?